guys, it's Kara here and I'm behind the scenes on the set of Silent Comedy and I'm here with one of the comedians, Joana Simmons. Welcome.
Thank you.
So tell us about your part in the show.
So in the show I will be doing an act that I made up in a friend's kitchen many years ago.
Oh, nice.
It started just by trying to make my friends laugh, and it also started because I had had vocal surgery and I wasn't able to speak very much.
Wow, there's so much to unpack there. So what were you doing in the kitchen?
We were just drinking. It was like a Saturday night.
Yeah, and you couldn't talk. So what did you do?
Well, that would give the act away, but
Okay.
basically it involved a lot of mime to a very famous pop song, and then so that just kind of started as a bit of fun. And then I was on tour and we needed a filler act, and was like, what can we put in this filler act? And I just said, well, I've got this thing that I did, and then I kind of explained it to the producer, and they were like, sure. Yeah, can you maybe refine it and make it a bit more theatrical?
Yeah.
And then I did that and it was a hit, and I haven't let go of it since then.
Oh wow, how long ago was that?
Like 4 years ago.
Wow.
Yeah, and I do worry a little bit that people are going to be a bit sick of it, but every time everyone's like, oh, I really hope you do that one.
Yeah.
So,
Oh, that's
good,
awesome.
and I'm not sick of it as well. I'm not sick of it. Which
Yeah, yeah. No, that's awesome. So do you identify more as a physical comedian or more of a stand-up comedian?
So I guess I sit in between. I'm a trained dancer and physical performer, and I've always been, I guess, a bit of a clown. But a lot of my comedy involves singing, lots of witty banter, as well as physical comedy, because this is funny. Stand-up as such, I mean, you say stand-up, people might think it's just you and the microphone, but I always wear costume when I perform. I usually always have music, or I play music. I usually always play a character as well, so it's not stand-up as such.
Yeah. Is there a moment in your life when you just thought, this is what I'm going to do for the rest of my life? Like I know you talked a little bit about it before, but growing up, was there moments that you look back and you think, you know, that person inspired me? Or
Yeah, I was like a theatre kid, dancing, gymnastics, community theatre. I was writing little scenes and stuff and doing choreography as a teenager. And it was probably when I went to the UK and saw shows on the West End when I was about 17 that I said, this is what I'm going to have a real serious crack at. In terms of making my own work and doing what I do now, it came about just getting sick of going to auditions and not getting anything, and realising that my skills are in creation, and you know, I can be really funny sometimes, so that's what I need to do.
is there anyone that you look up to and you just think, you know,
I
idol?
love Rhys Darby. I'm from New Zealand, so Rhys Darby's Murray and Flight of the Conchords, the one who's like, all right, let's do a roll call. Brett, present. Jermaine, present. Yeah. He's trained, he's really physical. He does really good sound effects as well. Then, obviously, Flight of the Conchords. There's a comedian in the UK called Louisa Oileman. And, you know, it's one of those ones that I should really be able to list straight off the bat. But I think the person who's definitely had the biggest influence in my creative process, my mentor, Miss Fribby, who is like a cabaret, vaudeville, comedy, you know, showgirl, burlesque, like state-of-the-art in Australia. And she, like, I did a lot of work for her and still do, and she has really, like, you know, helped me get to where I am, for sure.
Oh, that's great.
And she's helped me with this act that I'll be doing in the show.
Oh, good stuff.
And it's really cool to be able to have, you know, a long-lasting relationship with a creative mentor, and now I help her with stuff, which is really cool.
That's good. Do you think doing something like that, like, you know, having a mentor and you sort of, you know, working and, you know, bouncing ideas off each other, is that advice that you would give to younger people starting out in the industry too?
I think so. I mean, for me, I know one of the best ways that I make comedy and make work is by being with someone else and trying to make them laugh, basically. And, you know, I mean, sure, I can sit in my room and write, but when I'm out and about, like, that's when it kind of comes.
Yeah.
I mean, there's so much that you have to navigate. Even things like, so if you're a producer and, you know, an independent artist, you need to know how to send good emails, and you need to know how to book venues, and you need to know all that sort of stuff. And that can be really hard if you don't have a mentor.
Yeah.
So I would suggest definitely finding someone who you trust, someone who's also going to be like, that's not good. You know, someone who's going to be like, that's not funny, that's boring, you look cheap, you were dishonorable here, you know, like, you need to be kinder, you came across as blah, blah, blah.
You
Really
need the harsh
important.
truth sometimes.
Yeah. Harsh and the happy.
Yeah, harsh and happy.
Yeah.
So we're going to finish on a little bit of a fun note.
Okay.
Can you make us laugh in 5 seconds?
I cried in yoga today.
And on that note, we're done.
Great.
Thanks for coming.
No worries. Thank you.